One of Trump's spiritual advisors, Robert Morris, who founded a church in Texas called Gateway, a megachurch, he pled guilty to sexually assaulting a girl from the age of 12 until the age of 16. He pled guilty and was sentenced to 6 months in prison. That is the punishment for violating a female child and derailing her life. 6 months. These people who are voting to block the release of the Epstein files, these people who are calling the Epstein victims liars, saying that no, the only man who hurt them, he is dead. And these survivors who say that that's not the case, that there's a whole list that they can provide, they're lying. And see, the thing is that not only does our country in general not value women, not only do we get paid less, not only is our work completely ignored, all of our invisible labor that keeps this country going, no one really cares if we're hurt. Donald Trump said as much at this press conference. He said, the silly little domestic fights that waste cops' time, like we shouldn't do that anymore. And I think at the heart of it, men, Republican men, in their deep heart of hearts, they've been attracted to young girls before. It's only natural. Yeah. I mean, was it really that bad? Is it really that bad to be abused when you're a child? I mean, it's just natural. It's only our society who is saying that they're children. If they have a period, I mean, they could get pregnant. Are they really a kid anymore? No. So you should be able to do whatever you want to them. If they're wearing clothing that's suggestive, it's their fault that men can't control themselves and men violate them. It's always our fault. Every problem that men have is our fault. And everything that goes right in this society, in this country, is because of them. Not because of their mothers or their wives. The tireless hours we pour into molding these men. No. We don't get the credit, and we get all of the blame. We are so enormously powerful and capable. They're doing everything in their power to cripple us, to make sure we don't keep excelling in higher education, to make sure that we don't vote, to make sure that no matter what our pregnancy is, we have that baby. Because they know that there's nothing in this world that cripples a woman's future more than having an unwanted child. It doesn't affect men. They get to go on their merry little way. It just affects us. After Anita Hill, I read this really wonderful book. After Anita Hill gave her moving testimony about what a piece of garbage Clarence Thomas is, our country was like, no, that's fine. A man who would sexually harass a coworker, he can enforce the highest law of the land. Yeah, he has great decision-making capabilities. After that, there was a surge in women running for office. And I think we're going to see more of that. Because, and not all men, obviously I have a dad and a husband and sons. But the men at the Heritage Foundation, the men who are part of this Christian conservative movement, people like Charlie Kirk, anyone who liked Charlie Kirk in your life, they're these men. They are terrified that we have broken free of our cages and we are passing all of them. And more than that, we don't need them. I tell my husband that all the time as a way of a compliment. I'm like, I choose to have you in my life. I don't need you. It is a choice. I like having you there. And that's the thing. is we get to choose now, which means we're only choosing the best, which means there's a whole swath of not best, of the mediocre ones. And this movement is fighting for them so that they can have some sort of woman who is so desperate, so ensnared, she stays. And her invisible labor keeps being exploited because they're trying to make it so we can't get divorced, so that we can't buy a home, so that colleges don't have to make sure that we get in. All because of men who aren't succeeding. And the thing is that they're not succeeding because their wages are gone and the social safety net that America should provide has never been there. Or it was there before Black people were allowed to have it and now it's gone. So they try to get men okay with the horrible treatment of us because of how badly they're doing. All the time ignoring the fact that it's the people funding these movements who are the real villain. And they're also the ones who molested children with Jeffrey Epstein, right? I'm assuming. Why else block the release of the files? When you have victims screaming that they need to be released, you're not protecting victims. Who are you protecting? We know who you're protecting. We know. And as long as you guys want to keep telling women what they are worth, what hurting them will cost you, as long as you keep saying we are worth very little and it won't cost you much, you are going to have some extremely angry, very capable women coming to take your power, so that we can protect our girls, so that we can protect each other, so that we can start honoring women for their labor with things like paid family leave, equal wages, things like that. This is shameful. And everyone who goes to his church, what else did he tell you? He advised our president.